Hello, everybody.
How are you today? I hope that you're. I honestly hope that you're ready for something. Some fairly juicy stupidity. Yeah. Our old friend.
Saga continues.
Our old friend Marianne Williamson. I understand. I want to make this family friendly, but in all seriousness, I'm gonna curse here. She keeps.
So yeah, if you have kids around, please.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll do my best not to, but just like for this one here, take the kids out of the room.
Just in case, yeah.
Take
just
the kids.
Remove the kids.
Oh.
Get the kids out of the room. If you're gonna listen to this.
She just keeps saying, as I said in my video, Marianne Williamson, if you keep saying stupid shit, I am gonna call it out. And what a surprise! She says, I just checked out her Twitter. I have my own ways. All right, so you ain't fooling me. You ain't fooling me. So, fairly recently, she's been saying, we all know that she believes in peace. She wants to do all this stuff, and she preaches her way She does a lot to try to convince us and try to bring peace to the world, right? Well, not exactly, because she is not for peace at all.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah. Girl, you ain't what you... Sit down, girl. Because I spotted something on her Twitter.
What was it about?
It was about her disagreement of the president.
What was a disagreement regarding this time?
Oh, jeez. I need to look.
Yeah,
it
every
up.
time he does something that's historical, she has to.
Oh, yeah, we were just walking and staring at them.
Yeah,
She has to say, "Oh, it's not what."
Whenever the president does something historical, she does something hysterical.
That's a good way to put it.
So I mean, like that's you, Marianne. I mean, all right, one.
She says things that try to convince you that it's not what it is.
Yeah, exactly. And even though, in one sense, I mean, like I'm gonna go down to something that she said. She said hold on. I mean, like this is a.
What are you looking for?
I'm honestly looking for.
Was it about the peace deal?
It was about the peace deal. I mean, and I just lost where it was.
Oh no. It was on CNN, right? From CNN.
Something like that. Oh, What? Here, all right, this is not it. Oh, I remember, it was from 5 days ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
scroll down.
So, yeah.
Scroll way down.
Oh, let's this isn't it, but let's do this one, because this is hilarious.
Okay.
I think we should do a segment of us reading her tweets and seeing what stupid things that she's been saying.
Okay.
All right, so stupid thing number one. She says most politics today speaks to people's self-interest, done as a way to gain power. The winning alternative is politics that is a politics that speaks to conscience, nobility, and our capacity for higher intelligence. We act good when we're invited to. We're hardwired for connection, not disconnection. Okay, well let me tell you this. Most politics today speak for self-interest. First of all, when our politics are not for anybody's self-interest at all. Politics is all about self-interest. It's like, why do you think that they're... And I'm not talking about just like country-wise, but it's like, why do we have so many like sub-religions or like subcategories of a certain religious beliefs? Like, why do we have Orthodoxy and Catholicism, and then after that we have a lot of other sub ones like Lutheran, Presbyterian. So I'm sure there are plenty of other subcategories of religions.
Yeah.
And that's all. The thing is that even though we are supposed to be a united group, this isn't. This goes for everything here. But people need to understand that animals, by nature, need to stick to some form of a group. I understand tribalism is bad, but I mean, like, at least for the most part,
Human beings have always been clannish and tribal by nature. I mean, yes, it is our destiny, I believe, to evolve from that, but we historically, it's always been that way to a certain extent.
Well, I mean,
but I think we are in an age where people are coming together, and that's the ultimate goal, is to so I am global in that sense. I'm global minded in the sense of coexisting, but what I am against is world government, which ultimately is what the Dems, I don't know, or just the corrupt politicians, I should say, are pushing just these the establishment, the few who rule the many.
Yeah. And the winning alternative is politics that speaks to nobility, our capacity of higher intelligence. As if, Marianne Williamson, you know what higher intelligence is. All of these tweets, once again, it's virtue signaling and gaslighting. When we act good when we're invited to. All right, that's the line that really upsets me here, because that's not true. We don't act good when we're invited to. You have to create good. We act good whenever we feel influenced and inspired to be. And sometimes we just naturally have that goodness in us and try to extend it to others. It's not like, well, this happened, so now everybody is good. That's... When has that ever happened? I mean, like, the thing is that if you're saying this, then where's the goodness in you, Marianne? I mean, like, you're preaching about goodness, but I swear to God, there's nothing good about you. You love, pardon my language here, but you sure love to shit on people. And yet
I've never seen her be so salty in my life, and I used to adore this woman. I just thought she was a golden teacher, and I'm pretty shocked. I mean, it's one thing if you don't support a party or president, whatever, but I thought she would be a little bit more level-headed about it, or at least, it's one thing to speak up about your opinions and to explain why, but I just thought she'd be more diplomatic than she is.
Well, the thing is that you have to understand.
For someone in her position, I mean, it's one thing when a normal person does it, but for somebody in her position, you would think that she'd be a little bit more diplomatic.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, because in all honesty, if she was legitimately about being our higher self, in my opinion, she wouldn't be. And this is absolutely true. Actually, not in my opinion. This is true for anybody. They would be more composed and say, okay, we are in the midst of a crazy time. Whatever is being thrown at the present, I'm not sure. But even if it's true, let's say if it was true, I'm not gonna say it is, but if it was true, we need to come together as a people and then make sure that anything that's negative, anything that is meant to divide us, and we go up against that. We go up against the president if he's legitimately doing that, but we have to center ourselves and go above and beyond the evils. So we have to find the goodness in ourselves and be vibrant, be happy, because the best way to counter evil and hate is to be happy. If it's anything that people who love to hate, it's people who...
Random acts of kindness.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's about people who being like kind and loving, even unconditional. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, so...
Yeah.
That's complete horse shit. Marianne, we don't act good when we're invited to. We act good because that's in our nature. But if you're saying that it's an option, we choose to be good, well, then that sounds to me that you're surrounded and you yourself are evil.
Opportunistic.
Evil, opportunistic, and freaking...
manipulative.
And such stupid, crazy leeches. Like, whatever is trendy, whatever is...
Like, I'll do something when I know I'm going to get something out of it. It's not for the sake of doing something good just because it's good, but it's so I can get something back. That's not authentic.
Found it.
You found it?
Yeah,
Okay.
here it is. The moment that we're waiting for.
Okay,
I'll show it to...
Speak it clearly.
You, just so that we know what I'm rating is true. That's right. Someone, some Ari Fleischer, she responded to a tweet, said most politicians are peace talkers, and I think it's fair to say Trump is a peacemaker, and he's saying that in reference to the deals in North Korea, trying to say we don't need a hot war, we don't need any of these wars. With the Taliban, he made peace with the Taliban, say we want our troops back, we don't want any of this nonsense going on. We need to just keep calm and let's just let us do us and you do you. We're not going to interfere with anything. Let's try to make we can be allies together, but whatever. Let's just make sure we do our best to have peace come first, and the last resort is war. Yeah, that's the very last resort. We'll help you out, but we're not going to do your dirty work.
Yeah.
And that's what he's referring to. She says, yeah, that's why our country is practically in a cold civil war. He's done a bang-up job. Marianne Williamson.
Ugh, that's disgusting.
That's you, motherfuckers. That's you who are the warmongers. You don't want this peace to go. You
are causing the riots.
You are saying there were
who are blowing up businesses, who are murdering people in cold blood, just because they look different than them or they just assume things about them that they don't even know.
And the funny, hilarious thing is,
yeah.
she
Who
said,
are the ones going into private residences and harassing them?
well,
Who
yeah,
are the ones, and who is instigating it?
Not
It's
just
not
that.
Trump, okay?
Not just that. Who are you not allowed to retaliate towards? They can poke the bear, and even
Who are the ones going after the cops?
and stabbing the bear, and then once the bear is pissed off, then you have
Who are the ones blowing up places? Arson, committing acts of, throwing arson in residences and
let's not forget that
town centers.
And these mofos are setting up piles and piles of bricks to commit arson. And you know what?
That's not Trump, and that's not Trump's people, okay? Let's get that fucking straight right now. Sorry.
Whoa, what was that?
Don't let her rip. I love it.
I know. I'm like, oh god. I got really pissed there.
I mean, the thing is that it's one thing to tear this bitch a new asshole, but it's also another thing to tear her a new twat.
Right.
So that's pretty much.
I'm just, and I get, hate mail too from, leftists and like, oh, you Republicans are so stupid. First of all, I'm not even a Republican, okay? I'm an independent or a libertarian.
That's me too. I'm a left-wing centrist. Like I'm almost smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, when I did that test, I was.
You leaned a little right, but you.
No, actually, I was in the center, but I was libertarian.
Oh yeah.
Yes, center libertarian.
I'm right in the middle.
Left of center.
Yeah, like left of center, but I'm still on the 0 x-axis.
Mm-hmm. So there you go.
So I mean, there needs to be some form of authority, but am I authoritarian? No, but I do believe that we need to have some form of authority to make sure that nothing gets way too out of hand. And here's another one. She says the police have quote unquote reached out to them, responding to a CNN article saying Oregon residents are illegally stopping drivers at gunpoint during wildfire evacuation or something like that. Yeah, so okay. Okay, first of all, citation needed, and second of all,
I'm sure it's self-defense.
Because
you know what? These protesters are.
These aren't wildfires. These are not. None of you. Let me ask you this, Marianne, and even to you, audience.
There are wildfires happening, but that's because of poor environmental and ridiculous regulations. They're not. The reason why these brush fires are happening is because they're not clearing up the forest. They're not clearing up the old brush and the old trees. And guess what? You have hot, dry weather, and you have something that lits up, and there you go.
So y'all want to talk about climate change and
that's a whole other another subject. But yeah.
But you want to talk about we need to help change the environment. Oh, we need to do this and we need to do that.
Well, I'm not saying there aren't things we can improve on.
No. But
yeah.
I mean, what I hate about people like her is that they I'm gonna say the word. They bitch about a certain topic and a certain subject, and then they don't do anything about it. Marianne Williamson, you say that you're an activist. Where's your activism? What are you doing? Why aren't you gathering on and saying, if you were legit and you believed in true good and true love, Marianne, I swear to God, you would be saying in your speeches and your collaborations that we need a space of peace. We need that. This whole world is going crazy. We need to stop being all scattered and being afraid. We need to center ourselves. We need to meditate ourselves, whether it's at home or find something to make ourselves focused and focus ourselves for a better future. What are you doing instead? Look at what this is going on. The president's saying this and that. You're fear. You're fear-mongering. You're trying to... You're the polar opposite of a unifier. You're not a peacemaker. You're not... And do you know what?
I love how she told that one guy, when that one guy confronted her and he said, I think both sides are screwed up or something. Like he commented. And she's like, no, one side is right and the other side is wrong. It's like, oh, really? Is it that black and white? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and she blocked me because I said, hey, you're challenging a black man. You better check your privilege. I'm the one who said that, yes. And she blocked me for saying, check your privilege. Because the left sure loves to talk about white privilege, but they don't like to check their own.
Not when it disagrees with their narrative.
No, absolutely not. So, I mean...
Yep.
I don't know how to translate this. But you have to understand that all right, first of all, I will say this. Are there peaceful protests? Sure, but I mean, you cannot keep saying peaceful protests and mix it up with riots who are doing harm. Those are not peaceful protests. Because she's showing looks like a lot of young kids here being arrested by the cops and being detained, probably because I'm not gonna say definitively this is the case, but based off of what we've been seeing, there seems to be a bit of a pattern that they were probably starting some shit, and they were.
Hey, there's consequences when you do bad stuff. When you harass innocent people. I mean, I saw a live video of these people surrounding an elderly couple just trying to go through a crosswalk. I mean, they're probably these two couples, they're probably like 90 years old, and they're sitting there calling them Nazis and screaming at them that they're Nazis and just ugly names. And they're not even letting them peacefully cross. They're just trying to cross. They're not...
As if they know what Nazi even means or what it even stands for.
Yeah. And it's like, and these are a bunch of punks. And those are probably those same punks. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that picture that she posted were them, but a lot of these so-called groups that she defends are doing that.
And this is what makes me laugh so freaking hard, is this video of you, Marianne, of this looks like some sort of speech, and she says conviction is a force multiplier. We have far more lovers than haters, but lovers need to love with as much conviction as that which is displayed by the haters. Speak for yourself, as if you know what love is. You don't know what love is. Based off of your past reputation, and we all know about your daughter, Marianne. She doesn't freaking love you, so that must be telling a lot about you. If your own family members, the ones that you birth, don't like you...
Wait, do you know that for a fact?
I don't know. Isn't that...
No, I never saw anything or read anything about that.
Huh.
The only thing I read was that she doesn't know who her father was, and she never revealed who her father was, and I have no idea why. I thought that was weird.
And I wouldn't be surprised. All right, I wouldn't say that she doesn't like her or whatever, but it wouldn't surprise me at least. I'll retract definitely not, but I wouldn't be surprised if she hates you. I mean, like, I know for a damn fact that I would hate my mom, if that's what she did.
But then again, knowing your dad.
No, like any of
I
either
know.
of my parents.
No, but I mean, you should at least know who your parent is, even if they were a deadbeat or an asshole, because at least you got to know your roots. You got to know where you come from. You got to know what created you, what made you, and even if it isn't necessarily good, and it's not a reflection on you, but you need to understand your history.
I mean, in a way that
and
isn't...
your genetics.
Well, sure, but I mean, like...
Also, just for your physical health, just to know, like, okay, what's my ethnicity, what does that mean, what's my heritage, what am I predispositioned for?
Yeah, but like, I mean, like, back to the topic though. She's saying that we need love. We have far more lovers than haters, but the lovers need to love as much conviction as which the haters display. The thing is that you're not a lover, Marianne. Nothing on your Twitter and nothing on your social media, be it your Facebook or whatever, and even once again, I know you watch me. I know you watch us, and we're looking at the comment section, Miss Jens K.
It did sound like her writing in her grammar.
It is, Marianne. We know that you watch us, even though we're basically nobodies. But thanks for making us into somebodies and losing your shit. Yeah, at least we're something to a major person. And but you have to understand. The thing is that this reminds me of a quote. As bad as this movie is, they said there's a scene where Anakin talks to Yoda, and he asks what does being afraid have to do with anything? He says and Yoda says everything. Fear is the path of the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. So, Marianne, you cannot say that you're against hate and you're a lover when you are actually promoting fear and
division.
Not fear, division, and
hypocrisy.
Well, that's and anger.
You're showing her hypocrisy.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. So, which one is it, Marianne?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You have to say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm an opportunistic bitch who poses as a fucking peaceful person, but I'm not gonna do anything peaceful. I'm just gonna cause problems and then say that I'm the answer. I'm gonna cause some chaos and say that I'm the one who should fix this, even though I'm the one who screwed everything up, or at least contributing to the problem. You do not know the difference between problem and solution. So, sit down, bitch. Sit down right now. I'm not kidding. You are not one to talk about peace. And anybody who thinks like you.
Yep.
All these people who think that these are peacemakers.
First of all, they're paid. Who's funding them? And where do the funds go?
Yep. So
and who is? Yeah, I mean, an ex-Nazi collaborator is funding these groups.
His initials are
George Soros.
Oh, give it away, but whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yep, the one that won't give Antifas their money.
George Soros, where's our money?
Yeah.
George Soros,
Soros, where's
our
my money? Where's George Soros? Where's my money? That
was
shit.
telling.
That's not even just telling. That's revealing.
Yeah.
Like and then Marianne Williamson, it wouldn't stun me at all.
Hey, just so you know, when Black Lives Matter first came out, I was absolutely behind them and supportive and agreed. And if they were conducting themselves in a peaceful way, if they were diplomatic, if they were actually doing things to help the Black community, the African American community, I'm sorry. But if they were actually helping the inner cities and helping the kids and the youth in the inner cities with education, with opportunities for work, if they're helping them with their businesses, if they're helping them stay safe, keeping them off drugs, keeping them off gangs,
encouraging the nuclear
college,
making sure that there's a nuclear family.
Yes.
Yes. So making sure that
to reduce teenage pregnancy or unwanted pregnancies, so that there's not a high percentage of abortions or women giving birth out of wedlock. I mean, if those kind of things are happening, I would be 100% behind them. I really would.
Yeah, but the thing is that they stated multiple times that they don't care about black on black crime. They don't care about black people, blacks helping other blacks. That's not what they're about. Mm-hmm. They're about white on black. So I mean, so then if that, then do you know what that means? Then that's just a hate group. Marianne Williamson, you basically are in support of the BKKK. That's basically what it is.
It seems like they're carrying themselves that way.
Well, I mean,
and the sad thing is that a lot of them aren't even black. The vast majority are actually white. Yeah.
Well, I believe that's Antifa. A vast majority of BLM is black.
Really? I thought it was.
But I might be wrong.
Okay. Do your own research on that one.
Check audience if correct me if I'm on that if I'm wrong.
Sure.
Please do. I encourage it. But they're not interested in that. And the thing is that just the utter stupidity of you, Marianne Williamson. I don't know if you're stupid or if you're just evil.
Yeah.
And you two are being paid by George Soros to write these stupid opinionated articles, which is which are first of all, they're not even articles. They're like freaking 14-year-old breakup diary, butthurt writings. That's all it is. It's just butthurt writings. Screams for attention. Well, let me tell you something, Marianne. Attention's earned. You're irrelevant. No one cares about you. Embrace that.
She has a following, but it's not. I wouldn't say she's gaining a lot of new followers. Her followers were from, are the same people that support her for 20 years.
Yeah, like boomers and Gen Xers. Why aren't you reaching? You're saying, all she's doing is doing.
Some millennials, but yeah.
But those
Generation Z.
But those millennials are. She's reaching out to it's not even in a genuine way. It's hello, fellow kids. Oh yeah, Black Lives do matter. That's the new thing. Let's get into it. Black Lives Matter. Oh yeah, Antifa. We all know that the millennials are into this. I'm into this. I'm hip too. I'm in with it. It's like, Marianne, just freaking resemble the olden days, the hippie days. That's your generation. Your generation are the boomers. Maybe I don't know how old you are. You're
Yeah, she's a boomer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
She's my dad. Yeah, she was my dad's age. So.
God. Girl, just sit down and this is funny. Of all of us, of everybody on this planet, you saw what the civil rights movement was like 50 fucking years ago. And you are honestly not seeing some deja vu here? Girl, you're on the other side of the coin. Everyone was running away from these heavy blue states, heavy blue whatever, because that's what was in power for the most part.
You mean Jim Crow?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Even in the 60s and 70s, I mean, like, it was California.
Well, back then, I would say white privilege was a reality back then. Absolutely.
Yes,
you
but
know, I would not argue that.
No, absolutely. I'm not challenging that. But all I'm saying is here that she should know what white supremacism is. She should know.
Well, she should know what supremacy is and the signs, and of course she's always talking about World War II and the Nazis, and because I know she is a proud Jewish woman. You know, she comes from a Jewish background, or so she says.
Oh well, then.
So she should kind of know the signs and how the Nazis progressed.
Yeah, and not just that, who they took after, which is the party that you resemble. So, our president, he too had he too, believe it or not, is Jewish. Yep. His real name is Drumpf. But most people know that by now. And his daughter married a Jewish man, Kirshner. Yeah. Yeah, but I will tell you this. This is a little side thing here. But my grandmother, my mom's mom, had to, because they lived in a generation when the Ottoman Empire was still going on, or at least Turkish rule was still going. You had to have a specific name in order for you not to be executed, or for to have certain privileges, and for them not to penalize or whatever. They did what Trump's family did, which is change their name to Beboni. I don't remember what the previous name was, but that's not the original name. So that way, they don't get executed by the freaking Ottomans. And that's exactly why the Trump family, believe it or not, changed their name, so that way they don't get thrown into concentration camps and get executed. They did loopholes to escape from Hitler, and now you want to freaking say that he's the second coming of that? Oh my God, girl. I mean, I understand you having emotion, but I mean but you also have to understand that you are, in so many people's eyes, a leader, and this is why I'm calling you out all the time. You frame yourself as a leader, but do you know what? You show no indications of such. Again, you're following...
Or you're abusing it.
Yeah, that too. So, I mean, you're not peace, Marianne. You're not, and you never will be. Unless if you find, some form of, unless if you have some severe epiphany and say, oh my God, I am on the wrong side of the fence. But other than that, if you keep justifying your actions, you're just adding fuel to the fire. You're not a unifier, you're a divider. You grew up at a time when division was going on and being encouraged. And right now, I'm very sure when you were younger, you were against this, but why are you for what you were initially against? Read George Orwell's Animal Farm. Because the thing is that they start off as they get angry at the owner because they're tired of being abused, right? They would say 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. They would chant that all the time, and so they made a plan to overthrow. They killed the owner, but then they said, well, whoever moves into the owner's house becomes the new owner. And so what happened was that they moved into the house, but then they adapted to that lifestyle, and then they started walking on their 2 legs, because for a long time they would say 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. But then after, when they're supposed to be leaders, they come out and say 4 legs good, 2 legs better. So once you get a taste of the other side, Marianne, this wouldn't be surprised if what happened to you. Once you get a taste of the other side, you become what you were initially against. I wouldn't be surprised if you were against the establishment. I wouldn't be surprised if you were legitimately against racism, whatever. Mm-hmm. But now, you are on that side, bitch. You are...
Same car, but only new paint.
What, didn't Reagan say something like,
if fascism ever comes to America, it will come in the name of liberalism.
So, keep that as a quote. I'm very sure, Marianne, that you heard that when he said that live on TV, or at least read it in the newspapers back in the day.
You didn't think it would ever happen, but
no.
But it's here.
Yep. And
anyway.
you're part of it, bitch. Get off your fucking high horse and and start being humble. Be humble yourself. But yeah.
And rest my case. Well,
yeah.
Thanks for listening if you did, and
bye-bye.